interrupting you, they're leading the room. And every time you let it slide, you teach your team that your voice is optional. So, welcome to Solving People Problems, the show where leaders come when the people part of leadership is the hardest part. I'm Brenda Neckbottle, and I spent 30 years in HR, crisis management, and handling the kind of workplace chaos that no one ever warns you about. In every episode, we get straight to the point. Real problems, real people, real solutions that you can use today. No theory, no sugarcoating, just the tools you need to lead with. Use it with authority. Let's protect your sanity and keep your team performing at its best. Now, by the time they cut you off, your authority is already bleeding. You started with the mic, they took it, and now you're scrambling to get the room back while everyone watches the shift in power, and it's happening in real time. Because that's what interruption really is. It's not just about talking over you. It's about reshaping the dynamic. It's about control. It's about dominance dressed up as passion or urgency. And here's the part most leaders miss. It's not always the loud ones doing the damage. It's the smooth ones, the confident interrupters who don't even realize or, quite frankly, care that they just steamrolled the direction of the room. So why does it keep happening? Because you were never taught how to interrupt with leadership instead of emotion. You were taught to stay composed, to be collaborative, to let people speak. But collaboration without boundaries turns into chaos. And if you won't step in, the interrupters will step up. And not because they're more qualified, but because they're more willing to fill the silence. So here's what's work. Here's what works. I want you to say this sentence. Hold that thought for a moment. I'm going to finish this, and then I want to hear what you have to say. Very simple. That single line does three powerful things in one breath. It asserts control with calm authority. It acknowledges their voice, but on your terms. It signals structure, not shutdown. And it tells the room, this is still your space to lead. And it tells them, I'm not threatened, I'm in charge. It flips the power dynamic without making it personal. Because here's the truth. Interruption isn't a personality issue. It's a power move. And if you don't take the lead, they will. And the room needs to know who's driving. The team needs to know whose voice sets the tone. And you need to remember that composure isn't silence, it's decisive presence. So I want you to ask yourself this question. How many more conversations are you going to lose because you were too polite to lead? So can we agree that every time that you let an interruption slide, you're not being collaborative, you're surrendering the authority you had already earned? How many of you felt the shift when someone cut you off mid-sentence and then suddenly the room leaned their way? How many of you walked out replaying the moment frustrated, not because that they spoke up, but because you didn't step back in? How many of you told yourself you were being professional when really you were just negotiating for space that was yours to begin with? Now, realize this. Authority doesn't collapse when someone interrupts. It collapses when you stay silent. Because you don't show strength by swallowing your words, you show it by finishing them. You don't keep control by letting everyone have their turn. You keep it by setting the terms. And you don't lose leadership when they talk over you. You lose it when you stop leading the moment. So where in your leadership are you still mistaking silence for composure? Where are you letting the interrupters drive meetings while you sit in the passenger seat? And what would change if the next time someone cut you off, that you calmly took the wheel and back instead of waiting it for it to be handed over? Your voice isn't optional. It's the anchor of the room. So hold it or someone else will. Now that begins for you right now, and learn how to master it on October 22nd in Virginia Beach. My Leadership Unleashed live event will show you what to say, when to say it, and why it works. So tense rooms settle and your team moves. It's not just another leadership event. It's the one room where you'll finally get the tools to deal with the chaos no one ever warned you about. And the employees who push back, that performance that slips, and team dynamics that drain the life out of your leadership. So join me and two Navy SEALs for a full day of high intense reset that will shift how you lead under pressure. Because trust, clarity, and control don't happen by accident. You build them. Seats are limited, and we have a few VIP spots left. So go to the Leadership Unleashed live.com site and book your spot today.